This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Porto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen. Grilled, not fried. Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.
Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch, episode 592 to be exact. We've got the bitches coming in today to cover some news topics that you've been talking about. Later on we talk about a fantastic charity called Life Skills to Work. So stay tuned for that one. Nisha's got a great guest for that one. We're also talking about Dry July, and we've got the people from Porto coming in to talk Bondi Burgers and give us a few Bondi Burgers as well. We're giving away a trip to Singapore on Pick Up the Phone, and we're giving away 1 hour sessions to Beyond Rest, thanks to Beyond Rest. They're the flotation tank people. Stick around, big show, big reasons to listen to local live programming, made in WA, not just played in WA. It's The Couch, starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh.
Welcome to The Couch, episode 592. We have got a new audio guy, so please bear with us if we stuff it up a bit. We'll just keep going. Morgan, thank you for joining us. We've got a whole heap of camera crew in the studio, and we've got Tony back as well. So we've got plenty of people who are going to stuff up today, including me. But let's go to our first music act. His name is Johnny Taylor. He came in this morning, and we're really honoured to have him here this afternoon, and he's actually sticking around now at 10 o'clock at night to play his song for us. He's actually got it right. This is his new album. It's called Something to Say. Let's welcome him as he performs Young Man to open the show today.
Young man, wish you'd sober up, 'cause I'd love to get to know what's left of you. But tonight, you're a different man to the man I thought you were this afternoon. And now I'm tired of seeing you through your glass of broken dreams. And I'm tired of seeing your elbows on the bar. And it breaks my heart to see you drown yourself, young man. Young man. Young man, wish you'd open up, 'cause I'd love to get to see what's inside of you. Yeah, but tonight, you're a different man to the man I thought you were this afternoon. And now I'm tired of seeing you through your glass of broken dreams. And I'm tired of seeing your elbows on the bar. And it breaks my heart to see you drown yourself, young man. Young man. Young man. Young man. Now I'm tired of seeing you through your glass of broken dreams. And I'm tired of seeing your elbows on the bar. And it breaks my heart to see you drown yourself, young man. Wish you'd sober up, 'cause I'd love to get to know what's left of you, young man.
welcome. Look at the bitches. They're here. Such a horrible name, really. Bitch news people here.
So used to it.
Let me thank
just
them.
call us bitches. It's all good.
That's all good. See, our sound guy's doing really well. Well, maybe we need to pull the fold back down because we can all hear it out in the street. But that's
By the way, if
okay.
you're wondering what foldback is, it's the sound that we can hear back ourselves.
Just lower it a little bit,
Fortunately, I don't
Morgan.
even
Just a
need
little
a
bit. There you go.
microphone, so I'm
Let me
all right.
welcome our bitches today. We've got Chris Ilsley, of course, from 6PR Perth
Welcome.
tonight.
Yep.
Nat Foster from the RSPCA and other things. And Steve Collins from 6PR Radio Roaming. He's our travel guy as well. And welcome back from over east.
Yeah, it was great. I had a great trip. Thank you. I'll talk about that next time.
On
perhaps,
travel
whenever
next
you
week.
have me on the show.
Next week. Let me start with Nat today. Nat, what's your story today?
Well, first of all, I've got to apologise because I sound like a prepubescent teenage boy. So I keep going on and my voice keeps breaking, but we'll see how we go.
It's all right. It'll break.
It'll break eventually, and then I can have a singing career. Oh, my heart goes out to Perth-born Kiara Burke. Did you guys hear about this? She's training with Emirates, which is the fourth biggest airline in the
I have
world.
heard about this story.
Right? She's nearing the end of her probation period, and she falls down the stairs.
Was she wearing high heels?
She was wearing, you know, the Emirates, they've got
I've
beautiful
done it, it's too
outfits.
hard, yeah.
Wearing heels, but they're those beautiful red patent heels. They are stunning. So she's stacked it, face planted, and then, of course, she's had to end up in a moon boot and all the rest of it. And then when it came time to have job offers, she hasn't had one.
They dropped her,
So they've dropped her like a hot potato. Now, my thing is, she's blaming the fact that she's got, you know, back injuries and leg and all the rest of it. Why do the women, I mean, they're on their feet the whole time,
Why
am
do
I
they
right?
have to wear high
Why
heels?
do they have to wear high heels? Because the guys don't. I mean, they do after hours, but when they're working, they don't
Well, no,
have
because
to wear
most of
them.
them short to get them up to seat height.
Oh, well, they're
Do you-
not that short,
Do you
are
reckon
they?
it's because...
Actually, that might be a point.
I'll
I
let you speak
wonder
first, yeah.
if there is some regular... In the old days,
You
they
might
might...
have to reach up to
Yeah,
the
that's right.
overhead
Well,
lockers and
in the
stuff
old
like that.
days, they might have had height regulations, and they might have said you have to be a
haven't-
minimum
Well, yeah, they
of
had
5,
weight-
10 or
weight
whatever.
regulations too.
Now, it would be against the law to have height regulations. So what they try to do is boost them up with these shoes.
I don't know if they would have that sort of law.
No,
Do you,
and
do you
this
think
is
it
what
comes
they're
back to the culture of Emirates, where they're
Yes,
from?
because they
the
don't
way they
have
see
the
women?
same laws as they do in Australia.
Correct. Right.
You know, for firing people and not offering them jobs.
Well, go and work for
But you've
Qantas
got-
then.
The thing is, though, I mean, you know, you're on your feet, and I go a couple of different airlines, and I love it that they're not all perfect and they're not all tall and they're not all gorgeous. You know, some of them are dog ugly, but they do the job well, and that's all I care about. I don't
Is
care
that,
if
is
they've
that
got-
comment endorsed by the RSPCA? Dog
No,
ugly?
it's got nothing to do with the RSPCA.
No, you'd have to wonder, but what happened with her? So she lost the chance of getting a job. She's not employed by
she
Emirates.
basically got injured. They said, look, go and take care of yourself. She was in Dubai, because that's
Yep.
where she's stationed.
Well, she's probably going to get workers' comp in Dubai.
No,
well,
she
no,
wasn't-
that-
she
this
wasn't
is the
employed.
thing, though, she was employed, so she will get nothing. And as soon as she was
That's
told,
why they didn't take
"You're
her
not
on."
Getting it, exactly.
Yeah.
But there's no laws.
And she's from
over there
Perth
as
normally?
such. She's from
So
Perth.
why doesn't
She's
she come back
23
and get a
years
job
old.
with a wonderful airline like Jetstar?
Can I make a suggestion, if I may be so
Or Scoot.
bold?
Make a suggestion.
Why don't we have an Australian airline which is designed for Aussies? So, you know, you get to wear your tracky
So you
days,
can ha-
Ugg boots
yeah,
in
and you
winter
can- they've got
and,
big
and
bum
thongs.
seats.
Yeah, the only-
You can actually have a bit of room.
There is a
Because
problem with
that's
that.
the only reason I didn't become an air hostess. 'cause I
There is a
can't wear
problem with
heels.
that. You know, they'll take it too far, and what you'll end up is somebody will boganify it to the point that they won't bother with things like deodorant on hot days and
exactly
little
right.
minor
Oh, well, you know.
details
And
like
could
that.
you imagine asking for a drink and the airline hostess or host will
Sort
say,
of be like,
yeah,
fly
but
with
no,
us.
but,
They'd
yeah, but
they'd
no,
only
but.
have one drink and that'd be VB.
Hey, catch!
VB.
I actually,
yeah, I
funny
think
enough,
heels
I
are
have to
silly.
say to you, I wanted to be an airline hostess once, and I
too,
actually
yeah.
got some great seating when I went to Bali
Yeah.
through Jetstar, because I told, actually Garuda, I told him I was from Qantas, and I'm admitting to it now. And the lady looked at me and said, how do you walk up and down the aisle? I said, oh, no, we do it differently in Australia. I just kick the trolley down the aisle. They kick it back. And you know what? It worked, and they reduced my oversized luggage cost. But anyway, different story. Anything else just quickly before we wrap that story
No,
up?
I just, you know,
Do you
Kiara
think she should be
Burke-
given a job?
Yeah, give her a
Yeah.
job
Yep.
someone. She's lovely.
Chris?
The reason why, hey, parents can relate to this. Gen Y's, apparently they're raiding the bank of mum and dad. What that means, they're
Sponging
hitting
off
mum and dad up for everything, for money for petrol, money for
I
rent,
believe loans every week as well.
money for food, and and up to 50% of them are doing this. Yeah, as soon
Is
as
this
they,
the new trend
Is that
now?
because they're spending too much on smashed avos for breakfast or something? Is that why they're doing
Could
it?
be.
No, I think it's probably just more to do with the fact that they don't know how to manage their money, and they
Yes.
think Mum and Dad have got the loot. let's
Well,
hit
is that
them up.
is that a Perth story or
It's a national
national
story.
story.
Well, I
It's
can
been a
tell you
big one.
why, because I've just come back from Sydney and friends there. They've got 3 daughters. 2 of them, one's just bought a house and one's looking, and the one that bought a house was 1.6 million.
Wow.
The one that's looking, they've had their house
Yeah.
now for about 6 months. The one that's looking is in the same area, and it's close to 2 million. For an ordinary house, there's nothing special about these houses in Sydney. Perhaps that's why they're raiding Mum and Dad's
So I'm reading
bank
you right in
account.
saying,
Perhaps people should stop buying.
correct. And you
Drive-
know what I
drive
pick
the
up?
Wait till the asset bubble breaks, mate. There's going to be a whole lot of people underwater in
Well,
their
there are.
mortgages.
We were talking about this just a couple of days ago, and it's quite funny how when we were kids, we used to put things on lay-by.
Yes.
We used to buy
Yep.
We did.
the brand that we could afford. And
Yeah.
we never,
Big W,
we didn't
put your
want.
money in.
You
Yep.
didn't have credit cards.
Exactly, but now I agree with you. Kids don't want a $100,000 house or a $1 million house. They want the best, newest car,
And then-
not
Hang
a
on,
$500
Can I have a
bond.
dumb question? Why, when statistically people are having less kids, are our houses bigger now than they were when we were kids, yet our parents had more kids?
Because everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses. I don't know. It's almost like we're obsessed with having everything.
Yeah.
But
And
why would
having
you
it
have
now.
a 4x2 when you've got
Oh, I
mum,
agree.
dad and the kids?
I agree
in the
with you,
house?
but why would you want a huge house on such a small block
Yep.
where they've got to put in lots of parks?
Correct.
You have to take your kids across roads and that to play when they used to be able to play in the backyard.
Because that's the way they're designed.
Because we can't
What it is.
continue to have urban sprawls the way
So,
we have.
as parents, both of you are parents. Natalie's not got any kids, but I'm sure she's
Oh,
aware
I've
of
got
being.
the fur babies always eating up alone. Gotta get some Prada pack.
But
I want
think
more
about
pow!
it. Do you think as parents, it's
So here's a bone, go and chew that.
would you keep your kids home with you until 35 and supported them with
Well, I've got
cars
a
and-
kid at home who's 35, but to be fair to
She's
my
self-sufficient.
daughter, she's lovely, but she does have a couple of disabilities. But
Oh, don't talk about you and your wife like that. I would think that'd
well,
be
I
nice.
have my wife's because of disability, but
No, but it's true.
It's out
She's
of
at home for a
necessity.
reason.
It's out of necessity.
But she's very
Yours is a
independent.
different- Yours is
Well,
a different
yeah.
situation.
It
If
is
you're
a
talking
different
about a
situation.
regular person,
Yeah.
would you? But
My daughter's
seriously,
not a regular
how many
person.
kids? When I was 18,
Yeah.
that's when we took our first flat with a
Yeah.
mate. It turned into a den of iniquity, and everyone
Yep.
used to
Oh,
come
yeah.
around.
And what was
to
your
our flat.
first car,
We looked
Chris?
forward
I'll
to
ask
it.
you. What was your first car?
Ford Escort RS
And
2000.
how much? Do you
Mark
remember?
Mine was a
Was
Ford
that
Escort.
an expensive car back then, or was it?
$7,437 on the road.
I can better that.
Circa 1980.
Mine was Auntie's EJ. She didn't want to drive. She gave it to me. That
Mine was a
fantastic.
Morris Marina.
Yours was a Model T.
Mine was a Morris Marina. But now kids all what the latest
A
Hyundai,
Morris
a lot of
Marina,
Hy-
Morris
horrible
I
green
had a
car.
Ford Escort.
Ford Escort.
Yep.
Now that's pretty
Oh,
much
that's
answers the fact that today kids want everything, and
Yeah.
to do that, what I heard on the news last night, the same story was that kids are now saying, "Stuff it! I can't afford anything. So what I'll do is I'll just blow my money on
Yeah.
living a great
Well,
life,
you go out
travel."
tonight drinking, and I'm not talking about drinking to
Yeah.
excess, but it's going to cost you $100 if you have
Yeah,
a couple of
because-
cocktails and stuff like that.
Towels, and then you get your beer, and they're like
Yeah.
$10, $12
Exactly.
each.
Yeah.
So
Like, this was
is
happening
this
years
something
ago,
you can
so-
see?
Well, we were talking
catch-
about
yeah.
the car,
Yep.
right? My car, all up, $7,437. I'd saved a fair amount of money before I bought it.
That's it.
And I hit the old man up for a loan, and he said, "Do you know the bank manager's name?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Go and see him."
Yep.
And I went and hit him up for a loan for $3,400. And all the old man did for me was show me how to do
He
the
introduced you
paperwork
to
up.
everything.
No, he didn't even do that.
Wow.
He showed me how to do the paperwork up to present it to the bank so they
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
prepared to look at.
I think we were able to do more on our own. Now kids want it spoon-fed. Everything has to be spoon-fed. The parents want to
Yeah,
have
but
the
that's
best
our
kids.
fault because we raised them to be spoon-fed, don't we?
I
Yeah.
agree, and I think parents want their kids to be better than all the other kids, so they give them all the luxuries of the world. And I think kids are learning by that, saying, "Well, I'm now 25. I'll stay at home. Mum and Dad will provide the car.
You
Mum
know
and
what,
Dad
though? Why
provide
wouldn't
food."
you?
Exactly. Steve,
Oh,
your
it's till
story.
Mum and Dad say, yeah.
Hospital smokers told to butt out. This is my pet aversion. So Charles Gardner, there's a guy who's been there. There's a patient pickup area there at the hospital, and it says clearly says no smoking. They points to 300 metres away where there's a smoking area, and all these idiots sit there and smoke and drop their butts, and this guy's complained about it. Well, I did the same thing. I had to pick up my daughter. She had a serious head operation, and just said, well, I went to get the car, and all these people were smoking. Well, I got stuck into them.
Did you really?
And believe it or not,
surprised you
when
got
stuck into it
when
by
I
bloody
harass
feeling.
somebody,
I'm
they
surprised
are
it's not
harassed,
still at the
and they
hospital.
put them out. But I shamed them. I said, how
they listen?
dare you? You ignorant people. This is for people who can hardly breathe. You see people there carrying oxygen, and you selfish, I won't use the word I use, but you
Arseholes.
selfish
Yeah.
people, you sitting here, don't care about everybody, you're dropping your butts everywhere. There's a sign there that tells you where you can smoke. Get up there, and they put them all out.
You reckon
But-
it would have been like being going before the
But it's
headmaster?
wrong. It's wrong because smokers are selfish.
So what's the
Not
problem?
the fact that they
Exactly.
smoke, it's what they do with their butts. They are filthy individuals, and that should be bloody banned. I don't care how much money the government gets from taxes. Ban the bloody thing because it's bad for you.
Yeah, look, I tend to agree with you. If it says no
Did
smoking...
I raise my voice in slightly?
just
It's
tiny little bit.
And so
Only a little
I
bit,
get
Ruffy.
emotional
Only a
about
little
it.
bit.
So what's come out of the story? Are they making any changes? Is
Well,
that-
I tell you what, it's the hospital administration's fault because they do not send security around there.
Correct.
And they said, oh, but people get angry when we tell them to butt out. Good.
That's
Get
what
them,
you-
tell
that's
them to
what-
get angry. Just
I
put them
used
in a
to be a
paddy wagon
smoker.
and take them to the smoking
I
jail
was
or
a smoker,
something.
and I would never smoke around people that weren't smokers, and I would never smoke, outside the airports and stuff. But yeah, and I'd drop my butt everywhere, but that's not
Like
the
a-
cigarette butt. That's
Oh,
just
the-
Indian. I know, bottom joke.
A lovely cut of a joke
But
there.
yeah, you need to be aware when you
Yeah.
are a smoker, and
Well,
they're very ostracised now, smokers. But yeah,
Deservedly
you
so
need to
because they brought it upon
calm
themselves.
down. You're going to have a heart attack.
Well,
Steve.
not going to have a heart attack.
And
My
we're not
heart's
gonna-
fine.
And you may need to go
I
to the
better tap
hospital.
by
No one will
everybody
take you
else.
in.
I reckon you're going
Chris,
to
what do you think?
Well, there's two simple words. If you're going to have a rule, it's always the same
Butt out.
whenever you have a rule. Enforce it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's all you have to do.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not hard. And if
No.
you're not prepared to enforce it, don't have it.
Yeah.
Nothing drives me
Agreed.
nuts more than somebody deciding to have a rule that they don't bother to enforce. Because
Exactly.
you might as well not have it.
It's
No,
like
I
kids
agree.
at schools. You've got to enforce it and follow through.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Thank you to
Yep.
our bitches for coming in today. I can't believe
You
13
really are
minutes
going to have
goes
to
so
stop
quick.
calling me a bitch.
No, I know, because you're so placid. And
My
you know.
my dog gets offended.
Let me
She's a bitch.
let me thank Chris Ilsley from Perth tonight, 8 to midnight every night on 882 6PR.
Indeed.
Listen online, 6pr.com.au. Natalie Foster, of course, communications community. What's your new title?
Community outreach.
Fantastic.
But I'm also a life
Community
coach.
outreach. What does
RSPCA.
that mean?
I just
She
call
wears
Where
it
myself
did
on
they
a
get
life
that
coach.
one from?
She
Who
reaches
invented
out.
that one?
Community outreach.
Community
I reach out to the
outreach.
community.
And
Yes.
can I just say, I said to Natalie, all these nasty things that's been happening to dogs, especially our
Yes.
Eric Ballinger and that.
How many
horrible
cats are you
thing.
allowed to have? Our neighbour's got
That's
7
a
cats.
council. We don't care as long as
You're
they're
allowed to have
looked
7
after.
cats,
Well,
so
it's a
let them run
council.
free?
Normally about 3.
Right. Well, they've
Thank
got
you,
7.
and thank you very much to, of course, Steve Collins, who's just
He's
back
on
from Sydney.
fire.
He'll be
He's
back
on
next week
fire.
to travel. Catch him on
Gentle,
6PR,
Retiring.
and you can ring
He's
him
in
on
a bad
6PR
mood because
Perth
he hasn't been
tonight.
away for 6
That's
weeks.
right.
Thank you very
For
much.
2 days.
We need to give away some of these amazing vouchers that are in this blue envelope. We're giving away 100 sessions to Beyond Rest. They're 1 hour flotation rest. It's amazing. You float in this tank, and it's just beautiful. It's
Is the tank the
flotation
size of the
experience giveaway.
Titanic?
No,
well,
but
I
we
can't,
can
I
both
miss
fit
out.
in there. You can have a double as well if
Well,
you
can
choose
you
to.
really?
Double.
We need the code word. The code
Grumpy
word.
and I are just concerned about displacement.
Grumpy, and you can share a
The
double.
code word is, of course, Beyond Rest. All you need to do is put the word Beyond Rest, your name and address, and the code word 0439 929 99. SMS right now. They're worth $80. We're giving them away free for the next 12 weeks. If you would like one of those vouchers, they are amazing. Of
Because
course,
it's water, you can have it beyond rust.
and I'll tell you what's wonderful about it, guys. You float in this beautiful tank with salt and everything. You put the lid down on you. You take your champagne. You can play your own music.
Yeah.
It's the best treatment to so many illnesses. Thank you very much to Beyond Rest for helping us. Thank you to all our crew here and cast. Catch them in their respective jobs throughout the week. And we'll see you at the end of this break on the couch. See you then.
We could lock smoke.
Welcome back to the couch on Foxtel. Nice to have your company. We're going to make somebody's day now. thanks to Pick Up the Phone and Scoot, we're going to actually ring another home viewer. We gave one away last week. I'm buzzing to give one away this week, a return trip to Singapore. Let me tell you about today's contestant. Her name is Caroline Liserman. She's from Cloverdale in Western Australia. We're going to dial the number now. We're going to give her 5 chances to pick up the phone. And if she picks the phone up in 5 chances or 5 rings, she wins the prize. Let's dial that number, please, Morgan. And we'll give her a chance at winning a return trip. Thanks to, of course, Scoot Airlines. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. And that's it. No more chances. Caroline, unfortunately, you missed out. Now, if you don't want to be like Caroline, you need to pick up the phone. Now, she'll probably kick herself. Now, if she's a viewer of the show, which I'm sure she is if she entered the competition, Caroline, you've missed out winning a trip for 2 to Singapore. That's, of course, the airfares, flying on the Dreamliner. Amazing airline. Get out of here with Scoot. We'll give another lucky contestant next week another chance. But if you watch this and you've entered the competition, make sure you pick up the phone. When you hear we're ringing you, if you're watching the show, obviously you won't know because we record the show a week early, just to make sure we don't get the element of surprise for you. But pick up the phone, folks. Pick up the phone. If you enter the competition, you never know who's ringing. But if you would like to be part of the competition, this is how easy it is. All you have to do is send an email to me at scoot@thecouch.com.au. Put your name and address, contact details, and of course the code word being Scoot. And if we pick you next week, you could be on the phone and you could be going to Singapore. Thanks to Scoot for doing that for us. And can I just say to Caroline as well, you don't go home empty-handed. You've got 24 hours, exactly from the time, 10 o'clock this Sunday night, 24 hours to call us, email us, SMS us, tell us you watched the show, and we'll give you a $50 voucher to Injera House in Mirrabooka for you to go and enjoy. So thank you very much to Scoot, and try next week. Now, it's time to talk to Nisha. She's got a great guest with her again. Suresh, back to you, Nisha.
Lovely, thank you, Fred. And we do have Suresh Rajan on the couch again from SMP Skills to Work. Welcome.
Yeah, good to be here.
Now today we're here to talk a bit more detail about one of your programs. But first, for the viewers that may have not seen your last segment, tell us a bit about the organisation and what you do.
Yeah, look, SMP Life Skills to Work is all about providing services to people with disabilities. We go right across the board with looking at integration services that will allow people to come back into the community, people who've been isolated because of their disability, and they're now in a position where they're ready to just trying to come back into the community. And it's all about trying to, it's a twofold purpose. One is to provide some direction for people with disabilities so that they can integrate back into the community, and for the community to understand that these are people who may have disabilities, but they have a whole lot of abilities that we're trying to address and trying to use. So it's a combination of those two, and it's about trying to make sure that people are well catered for in that area.
Very meaningful, and you are a very creative man. So talk us through the program called Transitions.
Look, Transitions is our employment program. We don't run a straight employment program as some of the employment service providers do, but Transitions is it's a pre-employment program. So it's about trying to get people the skills they require to make themselves employable. So it may be that we're taking people to voluntary positions, it may be that we're taking people to open employment, but we're supporting them in their workplace. So if, for example, someone were to go to a radio station and work there, we would have a support worker with that person so that they are integrated into that whole workspace so that they can become a valuable employee themselves. So it's about pre-employment, it's a transition to employment, and often we would provide those services to people who've just come out of school. So there may be some children with disabilities who've just finished their high school and they're not sure where they want to go. We will give them those skills to give them into a position so that they can be employable. So it's about supporting people in employment, it's about supporting people in open employment, and making sure that the workplace is also adapted to suit the person with disabilities.
That's wonderful. You're really setting them up for success. And
yeah, we hope so. Look, I mean, the ideal thing that we can see is that we will see a person who is at employment, who's able to use all of the abilities and skills they have, and really be very much empowered to do it themselves. Because one of the greatest fears that parents have particularly is what happens to this child with disabilities once they've gone off and they've passed on. So we want to make sure that this person is completely independent and able to achieve that level of independence that all of us take for granted.
So you're really looking at more strategically sustainable, change for the individual, or gradual exposure to the workforce, if you like.
Very much the case. Look, one of the great dangers we face in this space is that all you do is you change the direction of dependency, if you like. So the person has come to us up to that point being dependent on their carer. Sure. And all we've done is substituted the carer for us, and we become the person that they are dependent on. We don't want that to be the case. We need to have this person who's completely independent. So whatever skills we can teach them to get them to that point will be very important.
So you're building them sustainable skills that it's self-skills, self-managing skills.
Very much empowering, very much about trying to make sure that they have the skills and that they are able to function quite independently of any support services they may have.
Wonderful. And you run a lot of various activities, obviously, to feed into the process you're talking through. You do take people away on trips. Give us a bit of an idea about what that's about.
Look, unfortunately, we can't go to Singapore like you've just offered to your listeners. But
I know, I can't believe Caroline didn't answer the phone.
No, that's right. But look, we do trips, and we're not talking about trips down south to look at the wildflowers. What we've got a couple of trips going this year. One is to Sydney, where we'll be flying about 15 people to Sydney and then going for a 7-day cruise off the coast to Sydney. We're doing another one to Brisbane. We're examining the possibility of doing one next year to New Zealand and doing the whole of the North Island and just right round there. So it may be a 7-day cruise, an 8-day cruise. It's all about trying to make sure, again, teaching people independence, teaching people about the ability to manage for themselves without having to be reliant on a carer or
and
care of
you
some
also mentioned when we were talking offset earlier, and really important, that it gives respite to the carers too, which is often we forget that element.
Yes, look, more often than not, the parents or the carers of these people with disabilities may be people who don't really get a break right through the year. This is their one opportunity when we'll do the caring for the person with disability. It's up to them to have their respite, have their time off. Respite's a really critical part of the caring role, and often that respite is not even recognized. But so we need to make sure that people are actually getting the respite, getting that break, because otherwise they're going to be just burnt out by the end of it.
Wonderful. Look, Suresh, we could talk to you for a lot longer because you do a lot of amazing things in your organisation. But can you tell us very briefly where people can find out more? Look,
the easiest way is just to go online and just find us on the web. It's www.smp.org.au. And if they go there, they'll find all the contact details. There's a phone number and email approach on there, so you can just access that, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Wonderful. Well, you're doing amazing things.
Thank
you so much again for joining us, and we'll look forward to having you back on the couch again.
Thank you, Nisha.
My pleasure. So now, back to you, Fred.
Thank you, Nisha, and thank you to Suresh as well. Suresh, I wanted to ask you, just quickly, I know we've got to go to a break. The government's coming up with some employment programs for young people who are unemployed. I'd love to see them maybe come up with some employment programs for people with disabilities. Let's hope they make it across the board, because people with disabilities also need a chance. And I think it'd be a wonderful thing, giving employers incentives to actually employ disabled people, which I think is a great idea.
Oh, look, that would be a wonderful thing, and it would be a really quite meaningful approach, because all of the indications are that people with disabilities are very, very good employees.
Exactly, and they do make great employees. We'll talk to Suresh again, I'm sure, with heaps of stuff that they're doing at his organisation. Thanks to Nisha, we'll see you very soon. And thanks to you as well for watching at home. We'll see you after the break with more fantastic couch guests and lots of fun. See you then. Well done. No, they've got this. Dry July is an amazing organisation that raises money for cancer research, and they are in today talking about Dry July that's coming up, funny enough, in this month of July. We're going to talk to David very soon with Nisha, but first check out this promo.
Look at the state of you.
Yeah, rough night.
What time did you get to bed?
About 4.
What have you been doing all day?
Just watching telly. Hey, did you get my text?
Bacon and egg roll.
Legend.
Anything else, Your Highness?
Yeah, there is actually. I want you to sign up for Dry July. For me.
Everything all right here?
Of course, mate. You gonna do it too?
Yeah, I'll think about it.
He didn't ask for cancer, but he's asking for help. Go dry this July and help the lives of people affected by cancer.
There you go, you've seen the promo. We're going to talk to the man himself that's one of the beneficiaries here in WA about Dry July. And we're going to talk about that as well with Nisha Seth. Over to you.
Lovely, thanks Fred. It's a pleasure to have David Edwards, who's actually the CEO of Solaris Cancer Care. Welcome to the couch.
Thanks very much, Nisha. Great to be here.
Now, David, you are a big driver in this campaign in your role. And Dry July is really, I like to say this because it's on the media release and very exciting, but taking the espresso out of the martini
Absolutely.
and ensuring that, we're taking care of ourselves.
Definitely. It's got so many benefits in the Dry July campaign. I mean, we've got the fact that it raises huge amounts of money for cancer patients and the environments in which people find themselves, but it also gives people the opportunity to, in a light-hearted way, just relax, take a month off the drink and raise vital funds for cancer patients and their families.
That's wonderful, that element of support as well. Tell us about, in the 10 years now that this has been going, what type of assistance has been provided due to everyone participating?
Look, with the $27 odd million that it's raised over the 10 years, it's gone across something like 69 beneficiaries around Australia. This year there's 45 beneficiaries around Australia in each state and territory. And for us at Solaris Cancer Care, it's been a huge difference to create a great environment for patients going through a pretty difficult time. So if you imagine the cancer journey, as Phil Grove and Brett McDonald, the co-founders of Dry July, saw firsthand, is that hospitals aren't a great place to be, but if you can change the environment, change the experience for the patients, then it's a fantastic initiative, and it's certainly worked for us as well.
And like a lot of great inspirational foundations, this has organically come from a need. So talk us through how it actually started. Where did it start?
Absolutely. So as I say, with Brett and Phil, they witnessed firsthand in hospital when friends of theirs were going through cancer, and they looked around and thought, this is not the most inspirational place to be, particularly at such a difficult time. How can we make a difference? So from a small seed, they sort of said, why don't we take a month off the drink, raise a bit of money, and here we are 10 years down the track, $27 million down the track, and it just makes a huge difference to the local environment. And what I love about the campaign is it's all about grassroots, it's all about community. So they saw a need in the community, they answered it, we reach out to the community for donations, then the money goes back to the community through the various beneficiaries.
Fantastic, and like all good campaigns, people, but particularly people with profiles in the community as well, have jumped on board. So tell us a bit about some of those ambassadors.
Fantastic people, and many have been involved for many years. Adam Spencer has been a great advocate for Dry July. I think he's been involved since the beginning.
Day Dot.
Day Dot, Maz Compton, various other people. But you know, you need people to raise the profile and to take on the challenge themselves as well. But they also bring a great lightheartedness to the campaign, and they join in and they remind people that, okay, it's Dry July, but the good thing is, if you fall off the wagon on a day, don't beat yourself up. Just make a donation, buy yourself a golden ticket or get a friend to buy a golden ticket, and then you're raising money and getting back on the campaign
again. And I'm just thinking as you speak there, one of my mentors said to me once, you know, if you can't run, you walk. If you can't walk, you crawl. But the most important thing is that you're moving forward. So
absolutely.
There are many ways to get involved. If you're not going to be completely dry, you're obviously aiming to be dry, but if you fall off the wagon one day, what are some other things that people can be doing to show support?
Absolutely. So you've got things like, if you're going out, don't stop your social life. go out with your friends, but say, listen, tonight I'm going to be the designated driver. You guys pay me some funds, I'll drive you around. And, you know, we still have a great night out, but I'm raising funds for an important campaign.
It's about discipline, isn't it, as well?
It is.
It's really about making a decision in your mind that you're going to change the input to change the output. So I like what you said there, designated driver. What are some other scenarios we can think of? I'm just wondering for the audience.
Dry July on their website, dryjuly.com, they do a fantastic job of things like mocktail parties and you know, having something at your home where you're hosting people, but you're putting mocktails on. So, you know, fantastic initiatives like that. But there's great nutrition advice and health advice and ways to get through the campaign. So they do a great job of supporting people going through the campaign, who then again go on to support cancer patients and their families.
Fantastic. And importantly, what's some of the feedback you've got after, I'm sure you've talked to a lot of people that have partaked in Dry July. What are some of the health benefits that they've said firsthand for them?
I think just a clearer sense of mind. I think the first feedback that sometimes you get, particularly in my case, is how you're going to survive without a red wine. But you know, you just feel healthier. You get through with a bit of exercise. Changes your mindset about a bit of the drinking culture that we spoke about in Australia, and just change our ways a bit. And by the end of the campaign, quite often you're imagining a big party or a big celebration, but you actually feel, you know, I don't actually need that extra drink at the end of the campaign. So,
well, that's wonderful. I'm going to do a dry into August because I'm going to Europe, as I said to you. So
fantastic.
I'm going to have
I have done that
too,
previously myself.
Flexibility I will still support.
Definitely.
Now, quickly tell us a bit about Solaris Cancer Care as well.
Yeah, look, Solaris Cancer Care is a fantastic organisation based here in Western Australia. We've been going for about 17 years now. We provide somewhere in the order of 20,000 mostly free complementary therapies and supportive care services to cancer patients and their families going through the journey. So we know that somewhere around 11,000 people are diagnosed with cancer every month in Australia, and we all want a cure. We want there to be no further cancer. But at the end of the day, when 700,000 Australians are living with cancer, then the need to support them and their support network through that journey is all the more important.
Wonderful and very meaningful work. Thank you so much for being on the couch today. I'm
Great
sure
pleasure.
we'll have you on again. Just quickly, where can people go to find out more about Dry July?
Absolutely. Just go to dryjuly.com. If you're still able to sign up, that'd be fantastic. But find a friend on there, or get around to one of your Dry July Foundation state campaigns, and the money goes straight into the grassroots, helping cancer patients and their families.
Wonderful. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Nisha.
We'll join in this together. Get involved, everybody. Thecouch.com.au, of course, if you missed anything, or our Facebook page. But for now, it's back to you, Fred.
Thanks, Nisha. Nice to be back with you. Fred will be with you in a moment. No, it's not Aussie Ostrich. No, it's not. I wanted to try that because I always wanted a sidekick. But can I tell you, thank you very much to CARS for coming in today. They're the Canning Agricultural, Horticultural, Recreational Society Incorporated. We're going to call them CARS, so please remember the name CARS. C-A-H-R-S. They're very important. They are the people behind the Canning Show each year, and so many workshops, so many events. We've brought the guys in today, and we've got the CEO, Diane Begg.
Hi there. How are
Welcome
you?
back. Nice to see you back. And someone new that's just joined CARS for this year, Ryan Schultz. You'll remember him. He's gone overseas to live. We've got a brand new marketing manager. It is, of course, Rebecca Ryan.
Hi, how you going?
Thank you very much for coming in. Now, you've all settled into your year, I'm sure, with lots of work. What's the idea, Di, of bringing in some of these amazing tea cozies?
Well, this year it's winter time, so it's all about get ready for the Canning Show. So I brought this in to remind all the viewers that it's time to start being crafty and artistic and get your exhibit ready for the Canning Show, because the show doesn't just happen in November. The quality artists that we get work like this from have already started making their exhibits for the year, so get ready for the show.
So can anybody make a tea cozy and enter the competition? Is that what we're wanting?
You can. This year we're running a Tea Cozy Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's open to knitters, sewers, machine knitters, any type of art, craft that you would like to make a tea cozy from. This particular one I've purchased from a lady called Mary Spencer, who's been actually making those and selling them for charity for the Alzheimer's
Love them.
Association.
And do you know what I love about these? I know Mary Spencer was in a fantastic article in the paper. She's an amazing lady. I love the fact they're unique. You won't get 50 of the same thing. You won't find them anywhere.
Each one that will be on display is totally handcrafted. They might be designed from scratch. It could be new items and made from new material, might be recycled materials. The sky's the limit. Your own imagination is what's stopping you.
Not only can they enter the competition to make their own, but can they buy them if people want to buy them?
There's a certain amount of them that will be on sale for charities as well.
Now, I believe we need to thank someone called Madura or Madura.
Tea.
They're fantastic tea.
They have come
How did they get involved?
Well, we went to several tea producers, and Madura, being an Australian company, were the only ones who offered to support such a worthy cause. So we're really pleased that they're going to give us lots of tea bags to hand out at the Canning Show. So when you come along the show, you'll get a free sample, a cup of tea, and you will also. They've also given us some tea chests, and then there's also some cash prizes as well for the winner. Yeah,
they are wonderful. Now, Rebecca, your role. I know you're covered up there. It's not that cold in the studio, so I'm assuming there's a reason you've got this lovely quilt.
There is. Like Diane was saying, we're getting ready for the show. So each year we run a course or a workshop. And for this particular year, we're going to be doing a one-on-one on sewing. So all the types of sewing, machine sewing. So I've brought this in because the lady that's going to be actually...
Hold it up in front of you. That's beautiful. No, not because I just wanted to cover you up. No, it is beautiful, isn't it?
The lady that will be coming in to do the workshop for us has given us this, and this is everything that you can learn. So many people have sewing machines, but they don't know how to do a zip or an invisible zip or particular stitches. So she's done all this, and we can learn.
So this is one of the workshops that's going on.
This is only one of the workshops.
You've got a lot of workshops, and how do they operate? How do people get involved with the workshops if they want to be part of them?
Okay, well, they can contact us directly either through Facebook or give us a call. I'm sure that the number will come up on the bottom of the screen there. And we're taking registrations. Now, because we want the people to learn the skills they need to exhibit at the show, we put this workshop on at a really, really reduced cost. A whole day workshop, which will include sewing and also pot making, is $50.
That's cheap. But you've always been very generous. Can I say, Cars, folks? I can say so many things about Cars, but one thing I'll always say, they run these events as a community event. They don't do it to raise profit. They raise it because nobody else does this. And it's about connecting people, one to the Canning Show, but also to the agricultural background. And they run courses on so many things, or workshops on so many things. You've got lots of workshops, haven't you, throughout the year?
Yeah, we do. We've got drama. We have an adult dramas group and a youth drama group. We also have the gardening, Canning River Gardens, and we also have 2 knitting workshops where one's machine knitters and the other one is hand knitters, and then of course we've got crafters. And
in the past they've had floral workshops, a theatre workshop, and you're still doing all that. You're doing an amazing job, and like you said, they're not very expensive, these workshops, because you do have to get professional people in to run them. How long do they run for, the actual workshops?
Well, the one that we're talking about today is a full day workshop, sewing in the morning, and in the afternoon?
We're doing pots, so they're actually concrete pots. We've got someone coming in and she'll be teaching us how to make the pot itself, how to decorate it, and then what plants you can put into these pots.
So tell me the date again. When are we running this course?
23rd of July.
That's the workshop, 23rd
of July.
Oh, so you only got a week or so.
Yeah, we've only got
23rd of July. If you want to be involved, you did see the email address. It's on screen. We'll put it up again. cars.com.au. That's cars. There it is on screen. cars.com.au. Go on that website, whether you contact the society or contact the ladies here on the set. Give them a call and say, I want to be part of that workshop. What do I need to do? Also, folks, if you are a sponsor, it's not too late to be out of the Canning Show. We would love you to support local events, local agriculture, local people, and local family events. Canning Show is coming up in November.
It is.
And we're doing the launch on August the 4th?
Yes.
So we're going to talk more about that next week, aren't we?
We will.
Was there anything else we wanted to touch on just quickly that I haven't forgotten?
Just that please register your interest. We are looking for artisans, artists, crafters, and everything today is we're talking about recycling, upcycling, reusing. Come on, apply it and make it good.
I look forward to seeing you back again next week, Rebecca.
Yes, I'll be back again.
Fantastic. This is, of course, Diane Begg, CEO of Cars, and, of course, Rebecca Ryan, who's the marketing manager there. We're going to talk to Rebecca next week, but Canning Show, check out their website, cars.com.au. There's lots of stuff on there. The schedule will be coming out soon in a couple of weeks. It's a big time at Canning Agricultural Society and Exhibition Centre at Cannington. I think I got that right.
You did indeed.
Well done. Thank you for coming in today. And we'll tell you more about the show next week. We'll take a break and be back with some of Porto chicken. Well done. Welcome back to Fresh and Local. Today we've got a Porto on set. We've got Michelle, of course, I call her the State Manager of WA South Australia. We've also got her son Levi. Hello Levi. Thanks for coming in today. Wave to everybody.
Wave.
Levi's just turned 5, so happy birthday to him as well. And Nisha, Seth has stayed with us. Now Nisha, I believe Michelle asked for some hot buns, so I thought, well, obviously they want me on set. But now I've realised it's the wrong type of buns.
Right, yeah, we all misunderstood.
What are we talking about today?
Buns come in all different shapes, colours, textures, sizes.
They do.
We're not fussy.
We're into diversity, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Now, the Bondi Burger, it's back.
The Bondi Burger is biting back. It never actually went anywhere. It's been on our menu since 1986 when we started our first store, opened our first store in Bondi. But over the last 12 months, we've been given quite a bit of attention to our chicken on the bone. I think, Fred, last time when I came in, we were talking about our brush basting of the chicken and how good it is.
We were.
We were.
Do you know what I love the most about Porto? And I have to be very honest.
That?
The fact your chicken is never frozen, never fried.
That's
but
right.
fresh.
It's fresh. That's right. That's right. While we're talking about it, I might just actually talking about fresh. I'll just start crumbing some of our chicken fillets so that we can get them cooking while we're talking about the Bondi Burger.
Sounds good. That sounds
and why it is biting back.
Is there any 11 secret herbs and spices in yours? Everything's
I'm not
secret.
going to say everything's a secret because we're obviously cooking it in front of everybody.
We're watching.
Yeah, we're watching, showing you just how simple it is. It's literally seasoned breadcrumbs straight onto chicken breast. That's it.
But the freshness is the key.
The freshness
a lot
is
of
the key.
Chicken comes frozen these days.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so as I said, the old Bondi Burger's kind of been hiding in the shadows for the last 12 months. So he's definitely a he. Mr. Bondi, and he has come back, and he's come back with a bit of attitude, and he's biting back. He's telling people how it is, and
so he's quite competitive.
He's
very competitive.
He's a little bit controversial, is Mr. Bondi.
And I have to say, I've been reading your shirt as well. Actually, Fred, you can see that there. Let's get your hand there. This shirt. Lovely. Now, what does that say, Fred?
It says, let's turn around this way, it says, the Bondi Burger with the original chili sauce. It bites back.
It bites back.
You have the right
like
voice for
Gogglebox.
that.
You know, Gogglebox is like, coming up on Gogglebox. It's like, coming up on a Porto.
That's
the
right.
Bondi Burger that makes you surf for a living.
I tell you what, the Bondi Burger is being a bit controversial around
I
Perth.
love it. Why is it controversial?
Well, look, if you kind of have a look at a few bus shelters around the space, there's some comments, you know, from living in Perth, you're either generally an Eagles supporter or a Dockers supporter.
Have we got that cooktop on at the moment? Just making sure.
The Bondi Burger does have a bit of an attitude to say about that. Yeah.
So did you say where the name came from? Why did we bring it back? Because I know it's been a really popular burger, hasn't it? No,
Yeah.
I know it's caught on in the shop.
It's the original.
Can we get it now?
You can, yeah,
beautiful.
absolutely. So it's never gone anywhere. But we've given him, I guess, some legs to stand on, if you want to call it, or maybe some buns to stand on when
Hot
we've brought him back, some hot buns.
And you did say buns
Do you know
come
what
in different
Mummy's
shapes and
talking
sizes.
I did say buns come in all
about
different
that.
shapes and
He
sizes.
has no idea what Mummy's talking about.
Just
It's all
talking
right,
about hot
Levi,
buns, Bub.
I don't know what she's talking
Yeah.
about either.
So we've always had our classic bun, which, contrary to belief, does not have any added sugar in it. There's always quite a bit of talk around burger buns being quite sweet and high in sugar. There's no added sugar, just has the sesame seed on the top. So one of the new ones that we've brought in for Mr. Bondi is the sweet potato bread. So you can see, it's got a little bit of a pinkish tinge, which comes from the sweet potato flour.
Are they made here in
They
WA?
are. Yep, they
Beautiful.
are. They're made in
Lovely.
Australia. Yep.
Yep.
And this is an authentic Portuguese flavour. So some of our team went to Portugal last year. Sweet potato bread was everywhere. It's really, really popular. Yeah. So we've bought that one. Introduced that one on Monday. And the next one, which I kind of like to call our granddaddy of the bun, a little bit more indulgent, is the brioche bun.
Granddaddy.
So made with butter.
So this is senior Bondi.
Does have a senior Bondi. Does
this
have a
would be
little
more
bit
what
of
I'd be
sugar. It's
interested
a
in.
little bit more indulgent. Nice
Very
glaze on the
distinguished
top
like you.
as well.
Yes, I think so
Yeah.
as well. Michelle,
Yeah.
tell me about some great news. You're opening another store, maybe.
We are in final negotiations at the moment with a landlord. Yes, yes.
Are we looking at a certain area in Perth or any area? People want to buy one.
Well, we're looking, think beachside, summertime, doors open.
Beautiful, loving it.
Beer, burgers,
Yum.
babes, buns.
Wow.
That's where we're looking.
Bondi
Yeah.
So near the
appropriate.
beach, maybe.
Very Bondi appropriate. Yeah, it will be a flagship store
And
for
here
us.
in WA, there's a lot of beach.
There is.
A lot of
There
buns.
is. Yep.
Lot
Lots
of
of buns,
choice.
lots of hot
So
buns.
if someone is interested, they need to contact you at the WA office.
Yes, so they can even just go onto the www.aporto.com.au. We've got some information on there for
Fantastic.
franchising.
We need
Yeah.
a franchisee on the beach, beer,
Yes.
fun, and
like
lots
an
of
amazing
I
buns.
tell you what, it's going to be a tough gig. I'm quite happy to reside to the fact that Leva and I will be spending all summer at that new location. It's going to be tough.
What
We're
do you
well
think,
prepared
Levi?
though, aren't we?
Excited?
Do you like the Bondi burger?
He
There
does.
you go.
Of course
Mum
he
didn't
does.
prompt him. He said yes. And you know his favourite ingredient is the cheese.
It is the cheese. Yes, he loves the cheese. Yeah.
So anything else happening with Aporto?
Well, something else that's happened since
Yeah.
last year, Fred, I'll just come around here. We were talking about our original chilli sauce, which is Antonio Sequeira's recipe, so made with fresh garlic, ginger, lemon and chilli.
Yep.
We've made an extremo version of it, which is this delicious little pot of goodness here. Same recipe, same ingredient, just more fire. So this one I can eat off a teaspoon. I've got a bit of a tolerance to chilli. This one I kind of get a bit red in the face and get a little bit sweaty.
So your sauces are amazing. I know the floor manager's telling me to actually go and try the one we've made. So if I get you to stand there for me, don't fall over.
Yeah.
I've done a really good job moving the buns very
you've done a great.
strategically.
They look fabulous.
Are they good looking
Look at
buns?
this
Do you reckon
one.
they're about to turn yet?
I have got one here.
You have?
I'll wait for the camera to pick me up. Oh, they have already, funny enough. Nisha, would you like to take a bite? You can be first.
No,
that
that's
one's-
okay.
that one's
You-
Okay, I won't
that's all right.
fight.
I would like to, but I'll let you go
our
first.
Otropo burger. So in addition to the chicken fillets, the original chili sauce, mayo and lettuce, it also has a nice crispy piece of bacon, some pineapple,
He's enjoying.
summertime, Australian.
Do you know what? Our
What do you
time
reckon?
has come to an end because I've got to go and finish this burger.
Can I just say that when we came on here, Fred said that I would be finished if I took that burger before we started shooting.
Funny enough.
Did you not say that?
I did. I can't remember.
Managed to get his lips
Michelle,
on it first.
Michelle, Levi and Nisha, thank you very much for your help today. We need to go. Aporto.com.au. Check out their fantastic
Yum.
Bondi burgers now in every store. And we'll see you next week. We're going to go out with Johnny Taylor today with a beautiful song. Here it is. And we'll see you next week while I
See you.
indulge in Aporto.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Summer night is staring out the window. City lights ablaze and there's a fire in his eye. He's thinking about the things he misses most. His voice cracks to a whisper. He puts his face against the glass and says, I'm not lonely, I just want to be alone. I will show them I can make it on my own. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. Somewhere to call home. Sleepless night is staring at the ceiling, talking to himself because there's no one else to hear him. talk about the things he misses most. Dreaming of his freedom, he puts his face into his hands and says, I'm not lonely, I just want to be alone. I will show them I can make it on my own. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. Somewhere to call home. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. All he wants is a little peace and quiet. Somewhere to call home. Oh.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Oporto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen. Grilled, not fried. Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.